Fethullah Gulen's compound lies on a one-way road in the rural Poconos of Pennsylvania. Driving by, it's easy to miss. We are here to cover protesters outside, supporters of Turkish President Erdogan, who publicly accused Gulen of organizing a coup from nearly halfway around the world. Gulen has been in self-exile from Turkey since 1999 and almost never speaks to the press, so we hold little hope of getting inside.
Democracy is the best way for...
Mid-interview with a protester, Gulen's guards approach us. To our surprise, they tell us they'll escort us in for a tour. Beyond the gates is a sprawling complex, several buildings, a garden, a pond. Quiet and tranquil, there are few people around as we are kindly told to wait. We might get an interview with Gulen. About an hour goes by and then good news. Today he made the exception.
This was an exception.
Because of the
You were lucky.
seriousness of the...
Yes, accusations.
He wanted to be able to respond.
Right.
The former president of Gulen's Golden Generation Retreat Center tells us how rare this opportunity is. In fact, CNN has been requesting an interview with him for 4 years, but it has never been granted.
He never goes out of that building. He never goes out of his room, really, except for talking to people afternoon prayer and also for the regular prayer times. That's all.
We are escorted in, asked to take off our shoes, and brought to a room where Gulen, who is in bad health, spoke through his interpreter.
In my view, doing these kinds of things are a direct betrayal of our nation, a direct attempt to divide our nation, and I do not condone them.
He rejected the claims levied by Turkish President Erdogan that he organized any coup. Former allies, Erdogan and Gulen have become bitter enemies. Erdogan now calling for Gulen to be extradited to Turkey. We thought that was it, but then Gulen said something to his interpreter. We were told we could see inside his living quarters, the place where this man, accused of orchestrating a coup, spends most of his time. A small, humble room with a few pieces of personal belongings, items from his past in Turkey, which he says he fled to avoid harassment from enemies. One of his aides compared it to a cell. Now, in his late 70s, he says he is in poor health, resting here for most of his days. In his own words, the final days of his life. On our way out, we're shown his lit panorama of the old city. His aides say Gulen believes this is the closest he'll ever be to home again. And we're given Turkish delight and other sweets. His press aide tells us it's so that we can leave with a good taste in our mouths.